Hi, my name is JC, and I saw your opportunity for being a nanny that you guys were looking for, and I seriously just jumped on the opportunity. A little bit about me is I'm a very personable and happy person. I love working with kids and being around kids. I've had tons of babysitting experience. I taught swim lessons for a while. I worked in the nursery with kids at church. Um, and I was also a summer camp counselor, and that was seriously the best job I ever had. I would do it again. It was so fun, and just being able to work with the kids and be able to be a leader for them and someone they look up to, um, and just being able to create relationships with them was just so fun. Um, and I've never had a nanny position, but like I said, I've had all the babysitting, swim lessons, all that. And I've always wanted to just be a nanny. Like that just sounds so perfect for me. And the 30 hours a week that you guys are looking for just sounds awesome for me as well. Um, I am married, and I just think this would be so awesome for me. And my husband also works, but I would love to have this job. But anyways, so for the first question, about a time that I went above and beyond to help a kid develop. Like I said, I was a swim lessons teacher, but one specific experience is I was working with a group of kids that were around 3 years old, I think, and this one specific kid, he just wasn't very comfortable with the water. He would scream and cry and yell for his mom, and just like I said, he just did not want to be there all the time. And so what I had to do is I had to communicate with the mom and see how can we help him to do these things or progress or be comfortable with the water, And so I would, like I said, communicate with her, and she would give me ways to help him, and I would try to find ways to make swim lessons fun for him. And even though he wasn't where he needed to be developmentally, I was able to work with him to where he was comfortable, but also still trying to progress. And so I loved working with him. It was a challenge, but he was so precious, and it was just cool to see what I could do to help him out. And I seriously would do it again. He was awesome. And like I said, I taught swim lessons for like groups of kids, and so I've had experiences where the kids just did not want to participate or were just a little rambunctious, and so trying to bring them in and figure out ways to help them out in discipline to get them to participate. That is what I was trying to do. And so that kind of leads into the second question about what kind of discipline would I do like to help the kids feel loved. And like I said, I think you can still have fun, but also discipline. And so I guess I'm gonna kind of use a scenario to kind of describe this, but let's say the child was not acting the way they were supposed to. They were doing something that they weren't supposed to. I would give them some gentle reminders being like, hey, let's not do that. Like, we shouldn't be doing that. And then if it continues to progress, I'd be like, hey, like if you do this, we can't do this later, that type of thing. And then if it still continues, I would sit them down and be like, hey, so I would let them know why what they're doing isn't safe or okay, and follow through with what I was saying about like what they wouldn't be able, like if they were doing something we weren't supposed to, we couldn't get a treat later. Like I'd follow through with that, but also give them more chances to be able to redeem themselves, kind of. And so I think just loving them and seriously being able to have fun, but still setting safe boundaries is super important. And like I said, I love working with kids, and it's just so rewarding, and their safety comes first. And the last question about an experience that I had with multitasking with kids while watching kids. I'm going to use swim lessons again. I had this one group of kids. They were all 4 siblings, and they were all different ages, different like swim levels, and I had to be able to work with each one-on-one while getting the others to sit still or getting the others to do what they were asked or be safe. And so it was a challenge, but it was fun. They were so rambunctious, but it was a good time sometimes. But it was cool to be able to work with each one wherever they were at, and then work with the next one wherever they were at, but still keep them together. And yeah, it was, teaching swim lessons was a challenge, but it was good. It was fun. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. Like I said, I hope you guys will consider me for this position. I seriously would be honored, and I would love to work with your kids. But yeah, thank you.